Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the South Miami City Commission, Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. The mayor and city manager are still in a meeting that was happening prior to this one and asked me to get the meeting started so that we could move through, but they'll be joining us shortly. We'll go ahead and start off with the roll call, please.
Yes, Vice Mayor Corey,
Present.
Commissioner Bonish,
Here.
Commissioner Kaye,
Here.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. And if I could ask everyone to just please silence their phones ahead of the meeting. All right, great. So now we'll stand for a moment of silence, and then Commissioner Rodriguez, if you could say the pledge, that would be great. Commissioner Rodriguez?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, yeah, that's fine then. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. All right. Why don't we go ahead and go into the presentations? Tonight, we have a proclamation for Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. I'll go ahead and read this proclamation into the record. Madam City Clerk, no one's here to receive this tonight, right?
No, she's not here.
All right, we'll go ahead and I'll just read this into the record then. A proclamation. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in the United States among men and women combined. And colorectal cancer is one of the few cancers that can be prevented with timely screening, but 1 in 3 eligible Americans are not up to date in screening. And colorectal cancer is estimated to be the #1 cancer killer for those ages 20 to 49 by 2030. And screening colonoscopy rates have still not returned to pre-COVID-19 levels. And the national goal established by the National Colorectal Cancer Roundtable is to strive to increase timely colorectal cancer screening rates to 80% in every community for all Americans eligible for screening. And the City of South Miami would like to recognize the late City of Aventura Commissioner Michael Stern as an advocate of fight colorectal cancer and their combined efforts to increase awareness and offer education on the importance of early detection and screening of colorectal cancer. And observing a Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month during the month of March would provide a special opportunity to increase awareness and offer education on the importance of early detection and screening of colorectal cancer. Now, therefore, I, Vice Mayor Corey, along with my colleagues of the City Commission, Commissioner Lisa Bonich, Steve Kaye, and Danny Rodriguez, do hereby proclaim March 2025 as Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. All right. So, moving through that, Madam City Clerk, we do have an add-on item that I would like to defer. It was a proclamation for Mayor Dr. Anna Price. Her family couldn't be here to receive that. We wanted to name yesterday as Dr. Anna Price Day. It is her birthday, and she recently passed away, but we're going to wait until a future meeting when her family can receive the proclamation. So that is an add-on that I need to defer. Is there still a process associated with that, or?
No, it's not added onto the agenda.
Okay, perfect.
I saw Dr. Price's son is online, so just want to make sure he's aware.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I apologize. We're trying to push this for a later date so we can present it. So, all right. So, moving on, if we could have the approval of the minutes for February 4th, 2025.
I'll move the motion.
I'll second.
All right. Great.
Commissioner Kaye,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Bonish,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey.
Yes.
Minutes passed 4-0.
Thank you very much. And City Manager, do we have a report today?
Yes, we do, Vice Mayor. So Metro Connect powered by VIA is officially launching in South Miami, February 27th. It'll be replacing our current provider, Freebie. So all residents should have received a flyer in their inbox, in the mail, specifically how to register, information about the program that you can find on our city website. And we're going to have an informational session with our active adults in the senior center. We're going to have a couple of those. So the first one is February 26th at 10 a.m. and we're excited to launch that program. On the event side, we have SOMI Arts Fest. It's presented by Rotary Foundation of South Miami. That's happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, on Sunset Drive from US 1 to Red Road. Another update for you guys on the residential discount parking program. Since the program launched, we now have 310 registrations, so it's definitely gaining traction and people are becoming aware that that program is available for them. Lastly, on the manager's report, I just want to introduce our two new hires. We have Erica Verdi. She was hired as the city's grants administrator. She brings a strong background in research and writing. She has a PhD from UC Davis. We have Luis Callejas. He was hired as the city's administrative services coordinator. He has a background in campaign management, policy research. He's worked with elected officials at both the state and local level. So we're excited to have them both on our team for all the work that we're going to do. And they're here if you have any questions. That wraps up the manager's report.
Welcome.
Thank you. And I just wanted to welcome you, and then I'll open the floor to any questions that the commission might have for the city manager.
Just so you know, I did not get it in the mail. So in case somebody else says they did not, I have not gotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, is there a landing page or something on the website that shows what the VIA and the SOMI Connect and all that stuff's going to look like, so we can start linking? I know there was a lot of chatter on Facebook and Instagram, so I just wanted to make sure that we distribute the information appropriately.
Yeah, we have a full landing page on the city website. It has the hours, how the service works, specifically how it serves South Miami.
Okay,
So that's all available on the website.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And city attorneys, do you guys have a report for us today?
Hi, good evening, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. No report today.
All right,
Thank
thank you. No news is good news from the lawyers. Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to public remarks. Actually, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot of folks signed up here. If you do want to sign up for public remarks, is there a sheet in the back right now? Okay, there is a sheet in the back if you'd like to sign up for public remarks. Right here I have Michael Williams. How are we going to wait though?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you got to come to the.
Is there, oh yeah, you have to come to the podium, I'm so sorry.
Do we have the sign up there too?
It's in the back.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So what I want to ask you guys, what is your definition of a city of pleasure living? What is your definition behind this podium? You. What is your, Ms. Keidra knows what it is because she grew up here. But what is your definition of a city of a pleasure living? I really want to know your definition. I can't ask the officer because they're new here, just getting here. But I just want to hear you guys, what's your thoughts of a city of pleasure living?
I'm sorry, the format is typically that you just speak with us, and then afterward we can answer any of the questions that you have.
The reason why I asked this question because I've been a resident here for 33 years. Nothing about this city right now has been a pleasure to live. The police force is out of control. They don't have any funding for kids to do anything, any activities, no nothing. They're stripping down the programs, trying to take housing away. This is not a city of a pleasure living. That's the title that we have. That's what most people think that this place is. But it's turning into a nightmare. And it definitely needs to take a turn because we've been here a very long time. We've been here a very long time. And these problems that we're facing, a lot of these problems can be turned around with the proper management, the proper leadership. Because especially with this police department, I don't know what type of leadership that is. Coming in people's neighborhoods, telling them they have to go in the house, telling elderly people they have a curfew. They don't come into y'all neighborhoods because y'all don't live in our neighborhoods. Y'all live on the back streets where y'all can live in South Miami, but y'all live on the outskirts of South Miami. Y'all don't live in the townhouses or hood where we grew up at. As a child, I had a wonderful childhood. Now this is a nightmare. Something has got to be done about this. This is ridiculous. And it's not here to point any fingers, but things need to change. Things need to change. Like, you have viral videos going around of police arresting people, snatching people, pulling people over for no reason, and that should not be allowed. Because everybody is a human being. Just because you wear a badge does not mean that you have more power than the next person. It's not right and it's not fair. And somebody needs to say something and take a stand because this is ridiculous. You guys never would have thought you saw all of these people in this room, but that's why they're here. Because City of South Miami needs to become a city of a pleasure living once again, because it's nothing pleasant to live in this city. You, as an attorney, you're going to be fighting a lot of battles and a lot of lawsuits, sweetheart, if your police department does not get under control. You can sit calmly now because you're not facing any now. But in the near future, I'm here to tell you, a person who deals with a lot of lawyers and a lot of attorneys and a lot of police officers, you are going to be fighting a lot of cases against your police department because it is ridiculous. And when you ask them why they do it, they look at you, especially prime example, I'm so glad he's in the room. This one right here, he tells you, you know what type of neighborhood you live in. What are you saying? What type of neighborhood do I live in? Because according to y'all, this is a city of a pleasure living, love. So I'm not understanding. Somebody has to tell me what's going on. Because me and all the rest of these residents, these elderly people can't even sit on their porch anymore. The police come around, run them. Oh, you have to go in the house. You're going to be arrested. You're going to arrest a 70-year-old person?
Sir.
We're having the event this weekend. You can't even, everybody's standing around, nobody's being violent. They come, oh, you have to go in the house. It's 8 o'clock. You telling adults they have to go in the house at 8 o'clock? Nobody's committing no violence, no nothing. And then they even go in further, even follow us to the club that we were in, to come in to script us out of the club. Like, what are y'all doing? What type of power do y'all think y'all have? Helicopters, y'all, different police forces, the paddy wagons. When has South Miami ever been about that?
Sir, thank you for your comments. I'm sure there are other people who would like to speak, so I'd like to give them the opportunity. You can take your time, okay? So hold on a sec. Hold on.
I gotta get from up here because these people don't like what I'm saying. but it is the truth.
Sir.
That's not.
Excuse me.
Y'all, please give him the floor, please.
Excuse me. Just well, look. Everyone's going to get their say who wants to speak. We've never denied anyone the opportunity to speak here. I'm not about to start doing that. So we just need to have some order, okay? So we can all get our comments heard. We just had a nice meeting with folks who were impacted in Lee Park. We're going to continue this conversation. I'm certainly not hiding. My cell phone is on the city's website. If you want to text or call me about any concerns, you can do that anytime. So if you're going to cede your time, all I need you to do is raise your hand. If we can have someone actually put your name down. If you want to speak for 25 minutes, we'll give them 25 minutes. But I have to keep some order. So whoever's going to run this time, the gentleman, I'm sorry to know your name, sir. Please.
Michael Williams, I'll take my seat.
Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. And please, in the future, no clapping. What we do is if you want to support the comments, we just ask you to wave your hands. Again, just trying to keep some decorum. Thank you so much. Is there any... I have Mr. Lee Jacobs. Is there anyone else who wants to speak? I'm surprised. I only have 2 names on this list, so... Okay.
There's one back there.
If we can circulate the list, please, and get it up to me, I'd appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Lee Jacobs, you're recognized. And, yeah.
Good evening. Thank you for listening to me. I came here to talk about something that's important. It's about a drainage problem on Mango Terrace that was mishandled, I'm afraid, but I see that you're having much bigger problems than that. And I'd like to speak to that because I was really good friends with a man named Richard Redden who lived on 64th Terrace. And I saw how he was treated as a black man. And it was terrible and disgusting and very mean, but just
When was
mean.
this, sir, if I can ask? When was this?
Well, he died in 2023, so it was before that.
Okay.
So it's something that's systemic. We're all us white people have it in us because that's the way we were raised. We think that we own the place. And I'm glad that everyone's here. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to see that everyone's here. I'm sorry that whatever happened, happened. And I'd like to see changes happen here. And the little thing that I had brought up was about a house that was built that's causing flooding, and I asked for evidence of complaints before the house was built. The flooding is just in front of it. They're going to fix it by plowing up 2 houses on each side and in front of it and across from it. So it's obvious that the flooding is caused by that house, unless there were complaints about the house flooding before that. And the thing that it really bothers me is it cost us $143,000, which is peanuts to you, I know. But to taxpayers, it's a big chunk of money that we're subsidizing the building of that house without our substandard planning. Either that or the house was illegally done in some way. I'm not saying that it is, but if our planning is off, we need to fix it. And the price that we all have to pay is $143,000 to figure it out. So I wrote all of you and asked you to contact me, and none of you did.
That's not true, sir. I contacted you. We spoke about this again
That's right,
today.
That's right.
So, yes,
Thank you,
let's be
thank you,
accurate.
Mr. Mayor, for reminding me.
Thank
And
you.
you arranged for me to meet with the
I did that.
new Public Works guy,
I did that.
and
Yes,
Steve Collier did too.
Yeah, when he's done.
The bottom line is, I met with the new Public Works Director. He says he wants to get the job done, fix this flooding. They'll fix it, but how did it happen? It's on Mango Terrace where there's mango trees. They don't plant in a swamp, so there's good drainage there. Find out what happened and fix it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jacobs.
Through the mayor?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, right before you leave. So you contacted us and you emailed us. I emailed you back. We spoke. And then I emailed you on Monday the report, and I mailed you, and I emailed you also the complaints that have been filed and the investigations that were done in 2023 and in 2024 of the drainage that it got at some point up to 7 inches onto. But I did send you.
If that's so, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I replied back to you, and you have the full report there.
And that was before the construction of the home?
The 2023. I don't know when the home started.
2022 is when it started.
Okay.
So it's
We'll get some more follow-up information, Mr. Jacobs. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Okay, I've got, are we sure? I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names. Is only 7 people want to speak to you this evening? We can. Can you please add your name to the list so I can call you out? So let's start with Shalitra Buckner, followed by Kwanda Dupree, please. If you can, name and address for the record, please. Thank you. Good evening. You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Shalitra Buckner. I want to speak on an event the thing that happened Saturday. I was the one that was arrested when I was inside my complex. Okay, so this report, it says, on the listed date, February 15th, 2025, they have 8 o'clock, but it was like 8, I was going on 8:30. I was in my phone. On the listed date and time, I was working an event, Unity Festival. When the event was over, a crowd of a few hundred people had gathered in the streets, blocking the roads, playing music on speakers, and drinking alcoholic beverages in public roads, parks, and sidewalks. When approached, and asked to leave the area. The crowd became verbally aggressive and irritated that they were being asked to leave. The crowd refused to leave and argued with officers. The crowd was continuously asked to leave for multiple hours, and additional units from MDSO were requested, along with an air unit and a van from Coral Gables PD as well. Officers from Pinecrest PD, while in the parking lot of Lee Park condominiums in front of 6954 Southwest 68th Street, opposite Buckner's home at 6113 Southwest 69th Street, an area where South Miami PD has trespass authorization. We encountered a large crowd gathered in the parking lot of Lee Park, causing a disturbance. A sign was posted stating, "All Miami-Dade and South Miami police officers are authorized representatives to advise any persons to leave the premises. Failure to vacate the premises after being instructed may result in an arrest for trespassing after warning." After multiple warnings to leave the area and disperse, the crowd continued to refuse. With no other option left, an arrest was made under the following circumstances. Throughout my interaction with Buckner, she had slurred speech, stumbled when walking, and had a strong odor of alcohol emitted off of her and her breath when speaking. First of all, I was not drunk. I was talking perfectly clear like this, and they was behind me talking to me. They asked me, what's the officer name? The one that came up and walked up to me? Madai, whatever, I don't know her name. She asked me, do I live here? I say, yes, I do live here. She say, go home. I say, I am home. Put your hands behind your back. So I say, no. So I started to walk off. I'm walking off, getting away from them. She grabbed me and I snatched back, and all the police officers just jumped on me and just started trying to put my hands behind my back. For one, I was not drunk. Slurred speech or staggering. If I did have a slur, it's because my tooth is loose. And when they brought me to the station, they never told me the reason they arrested me. They never read me my rights. They just took me down, brought me to the station, tried to ask me my name. Yes, I gave them a false name because you never told me the reason why you arrested me. What I'm telling you, my name for, and I don't even know what I'm being arrested for. After that, I gave them my birth name.
Everyone, please, I'm giving her extra time. I want to hear her story.
I gave them my birth
Please
name.
keep your voices down. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. After that, I gave them my birth name, what I was born with. Shalitria Janae Smith. I gave them my date of birth and my social. I guess my father called to see what was going on with me, and that's how they got my name. But all of this, I don't know, tell me something. Like, if I'm in my complex and ain't nothing going on, it was no fussing, no fighting, no nothing. People was just out, they was ran inside the gate. So all of us is inside the gate. Why would they come inside the gate to tell me to go in the house? Why do I have to go in the house?
So I'm not trying not to answer your question. I don't have the answers. We met with and I'll just share this to the benefit of the public, okay? We met with the leadership of your board a few minutes ago, myself, the manager, our police chief. We're gonna complete an investigation. We're gonna sit down and meet with your board, give them an accounting, and then we'll meet with the community thereafter to kind of share what we understand happened and again, hear from everyone on this issue until we have a resolution.
Yeah, okay? And then once they arrested me and took me to the van, and my daughter got my purse off the floor. She was, and they grabbed her. Like, get away, like, y'all arresting her mother. How y'all expect her to act? She was crying. Asking them to let me go. And they just snatched her up. Like, she don't even want to be around police officers anymore. She don't want to see them.
Understood.
Something needs to be done. Seriously, they were being nasty from the jump. And it's not right.
Thank you for your comments. Ms. Quandra Dupree.
Good evening, Diocese. My name is Quanta Dupree, 6105 Southwest 69th Street. I've been a resident of the city of South Miami since 1977. I worked at the high school for over 20 years. Helped plan parades, after school care, worked on a park. Half this room is my students or my parents. I am a part of the planning committee for the event that took place on Saturday. After the event, I stayed. I was the last one to leave the park to make sure everything was clear. I walked back over to the complex. I watched how the officers organized to shut us in and then demanded that we left. We went inside of the complex. They told us to go home. They told us to get off the sidewalk. I stated that I'm in the gate of my home. Okay, what do you want me to do? They left, I guess, to attend to whatever was going on up the street. They came back. That's when this young lady got arrested. Why are you entering a private property? Thank you for meeting with us. We appreciate the 4 meetings that we could get to the bottom of what happened here. But those officers that were out there that day, we don't know them. They don't know us. We grew up where we had community. We had relationships with officers. They walk through, they throw footballs with our kids. Our kids ran through there terrified with their hands up saying, I thought you're supposed to protect and serve. I have a 15-year-old son that looks like a grown man, and I had an officer going back and forth with him because she don't know us. We have to bridge that gap between our communities to where our officers know who's supposed to be in our gates and who's not supposed to be in there. We were treated like animals. For at least 2 hours, we were treated like animals. They left, they came back, and still treated us like animals. We have to do something about that. So I appreciate your time. I don't know where the chief went. I appreciate his time and look forward to how we can bridge that gap.
Thank you for meeting with me earlier, and thank you for your comments.
Absolutely.
Michelle Reedon, I believe, is next, followed by Julius Toomer. Sure, thank you. Julius Toomer? Good evening, and again, just your name and address for the record. Thank you, sir.
Oh, my name is Julius Toomer, and I grew up in this community all my life. I just want to say, y'all say America was great. How can America be great when it was always one-sided? It was never divided, where everybody could come together and conquer everything together. Today, as I stand here at this podium, since we've been standing on our feet as black men and women, we've been going through hell. And God created this earth for all of us to share it together. So why is we pushed away from enjoying life? I don't understand it. Our kids can't even play. Y'all run them off the park. The park's supposed to be there for the kids to play anytime they want to stay out of trouble. Y'all bought $1 million clock out there. What y'all bought for the kids in the community? For the kids to stay out of trouble. for the kids to stop picking up guns and killing people. If y'all don't do that, how y'all gonna stop the crimes? Y'all gotta stop buying $1 million clocks. Start buying $1 million computer labs for the kids to stay out of the streets. I'm done.
Thank you for your comment, sir. Shante Wells. Shante Wells? Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure she's coming. Good evening. Again, your name and address for the record, please. Thank you.
Shante Wells, 6102 Southwest 68th Street. I have at least 4 members of my fellow residents here in South Miami who have ceded their time, and they can do so by simply standing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I shouldn't need their 12 minutes, but I do want to make sure that I'm very thorough and clear for what I am asking for, because I am definitely disturbed by what I witnessed. This is not hearsay, this is eyewitness account because I was there. I wish I was there for the whole of it. However, I want to formally ask this entire commission, along with the city manager, on record to launch an official investigation into what happened specifically at Lee Park Condominiums Complex. I'll repeat myself. I want to ask you to thoroughly investigate the incident that happened with the South Miami Police Department as it pertains to the residents of Lee Park condominiums. Secondly, I've been back now since, I want to say, what was Labor Day weekend, and the pulse of this city is different. There's a unrest and hostility that has been simmering, and it started some time ago. And I don't think it's just by happenstance that we are having things happen with the park, because I've been having issues for quite some time now with your Parks and Recreation director, and he knows exactly who I am. And I've been someone who's been committed to doing things for young people in this community to help ensure that we don't have certain things going on. And I've been dealt with nothing but embarrassing behaviors. For me to book the park and not get what was paid for. Do you realize that I didn't even get an apology? We were trying to put books in the hood instead of guns. Having actual positive gatherings of young people, but instead of getting some support, you know what we got when he heard us on the radio getting positive press for this city? He went out of his way and had his workers. They couldn't show up to open the building on time. They couldn't show up to provide and make sure that the bathrooms were open, but he showed up to make sure that it wasn't past a certain amount. We're talking about giving out books. You can't have that type of hostility when it comes down to children and community service. It's connected. And the reason why I understand this, because I live right there. I can see the park from where I live. I live right there. I understand the significance of Marshall Williamson's park, the area, the complex, the entire community. Listen, I'm a 1977 edition. I take this city very seriously. This thing is bigger than just the event. What happened, we should all hang our heads over. It was egregious. It was something that you would see on Mississippi Burning. Literally, for me to get off the highway and drive down the street, I was near the middle school and I saw choppers. For me to see a helicopter, to have an 86-year-old neighbor have a light flashed in her face. The devil is a lie. We don't treat our seniors that way. To have a mother, a wife, those children were traumatized to be home. When you're in those gates, you're home. South Miami PD does not get to dictate who can use the amenities when. We've always had a great working relationship. This hostility has to go. This lack of cooperation for positive things with this Parks and Recreation Department, it has to go. That's why I wanted to make sure I showed up here, drove 84 miles from West Palm Beach from work to make sure I got this on record. I want to make sure that we have the community officers. I have yet, at least since I've been back, I've not seen them coming through. They used to walk through the community. They would play with the kids. I want my granddaughter to have a positive experience with this city, with our police department. We don't need to be at war. I felt like we used to be a beacon of hope. This is the city of pleasant living. We have to return back to that. We cannot do that if we are divided. We cannot do that if we're violating people's Fourth Amendment rights. We can't do that. And I understand you have a new generation of employees that are coming in, but this is deeper than training. We cannot disrespect. There's one of our elders who was disrespected, who's in the back of this room right now. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I'm asking every single member of this commission to make sure that you do your due diligence to ensure that this investigation happens. And not only that, we need a town hall meeting. And after you find, I know your findings is going to show you exactly how egregious some of the young cops, their behaviors were towards our citizens and our residents. We want an apology. Those senior citizens, they deserve an apology. That wife deserves an apology. So I came to ask you to launch that investigation officially. I also want an apology for that Books in the Hood event that was just beyond embarrassing. I brought orphans who couldn't use the bathroom. Do you understand how humiliating that was? That was an embarrassment for this city, and it's completely uncalled for, especially with the sacrifices that I have personally made for this city. No matter when I've moved away, I still stayed true and continue to collect, get donations, to do whatever I can to make my city a better place. This is the city of pleasant living, not the city of hostility. This is something that Dr. King wants all of us to remember. Listen, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The time is always right to do what's right. And I say, Mr. Parks and Recreation Director, do what's right. I say to this commission and Mr. Mayor, I appreciate the meeting. Let's do what's right by our seniors in this community. Mr. New Police Chief, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to our city. Let's do what's right. Let's get this investigation, train or retrain whoever needs to be trained, and let's get this thing back to where it was. We are a beacon of hope in this country, not one of despair. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. Okay, I have Kimberly Davis next. Kimberly Davis. Again, your name and address for the record. Welcome.
Good evening and thank you. My name again is Kimberly Davis. I have something to read very quickly, so I will not go over my time. Public comment may seem to be scarce. However, the voice of the community is felt in numbers here tonight. We cannot pretend that we do not see the issue. Social media is beyond powerful. Videos have circulated, and with social media, they will continue to circulate. And the hope is that this issue will be rectified and not hushed. The hope is that the incident from this weekend will not happen again. The city of South Miami needs to focus on when it is appropriate to use resources and what resources will be used. We used to have officers, as they said, and even in other neighborhoods that walked around and got to know their community. Instead, now we have officers who seem to come in and try to intimidate their community. When should paddy wagons be called in? When should helicopters be used? When should other municipalities be called in? This past weekend was supposed to be an opportunity for the community to come together. The community was able to do so. However, the police were not able to get on one accord. We used this opportunity to show that there is still community here. However, the police department decided to use an opportunity to show that they are very much forceful. They still have the power. But how can we build community while tearing down the foundation? Because Lee Condominiums is the foundation of South Miami. Police mandating adults to get in their homes while at their homes is very ironic. How will the city rectify this issue? The officers from this weekend need to understand that a peaceful crowd is not the equivalent of a crowd that's a threat. Moreover, your inability to adjust to the foundation of this community is detrimental, not to lead condominiums, but it's detrimental to the city of South Miami. Who up there is going to stand up for the people that are here? And let's not pretend. I don't care if it was only 2 people listed there. Their voices are loud and clear.
Thank you for your comments. Renisa Collier. And Madam Clerk, is there anyone else who's registered? If you'd like to register, please, there's a sign-up sheet right here in the corner. If you could just come up and add your name, please. Just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. You're recognized, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Mr. Danny, good afternoon. I just want to share a little story. I've been in the city of South Miami connections here over Lee Park 50 years. I was 2 years old when my mom moved me there. She's almost 90. I took her out to the event, which was a tug-of-war, but she went and she shared with me what a great time she had. It was beautiful. She was out dancing, moving her hands, even met Mr. Rodriguez out there. I'm gonna take it back a little bit. When we first drove up, the parking was very difficult. I stopped and spoke to a couple of the officers, so I get the climate of what happened on the park, because the officers were very, very disrespectful. I asked simple question, where can I park without getting a ticket? The answer was, we're not ticketing today, we're towing. I said, you're towing today, on a day like this? Yeah, we're towing. And I don't know, your officers are not here, but I don't forget a face. I saw Mr., and I'm sorry to keep saying your name, but I kind of got a connection with you when you came and knocked on my mom's door when you want to get, before the election. But no, I'm going to have a good story in the end about him. I don't forget a face. So your officer that said that to me, his face is here. The other officer, the female with the tattoo, I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember her. They thought it was funny about the toe, but I didn't think it was funny. So what I did, I got a niece to come and get my mom out of the car. I was going to park all the way back to Lee Park and walk back. But instead, my niece was able to talk to the third one. When they said that to me, he put his head down. So I knew what they were saying to me. He didn't agree. So we got a couple of good officers, you guys. I'm going to point them out. So with all that being said, I'm gonna move forward. She had a wonderful time. She said she's so happy she came out there. The atmosphere was beautiful. The people came together. I don't live in South Miami now. I took a flight here all the way from Texas just to come to this event because I wanted to see my people. I wanted to see some people I hadn't seen in years. We had a beautiful time, but the ending, later that night I was having a good time with my friends. And we're being ushered like cattle, ushered. So I'm upset. I'm upset, very, very upset. I have my 89-year-old mom still living in the city. Everybody knows her. I know this whole room probably know her. She's been here since birth. She loved this city. I can't take a bulldozer to get out of here. This is sad. This is sad. So the gap that she's saying we need to bridge it today. It's not that serious. It's not that serious, Chief, come on. It's not that serious. I have a son here that I left. So you guys, come on. These people, we're people. We love this city. I'll be back. I've been gone about 9 years, but I see I need to come back.
Please,
Shantae,
we're happy to
I'll
have
be
you back.
Mr. Danny, I took a liking to you. I talked to you out there. My sister got a picture with you. I'm going to share it with you. I didn't know she took a picture. Your son is beautiful. The same way that you guys love your kids, we love ours.
Yes.
So think about your kids tonight. When you think about yours and kiss them and hug them, think about ours. I'm mad.
I've been praying. My mom been wanting me back. She's been wanting me back. I'll be back.
Thank you for your comments. Got Yanni James next. Yanni, my apologies. Yanni James. Thank you. Please come forward. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Go away.
So I want to basically touch base on Saturday's event, and I'm not trying to come off disrespectful, but I'm upset because for the simple fact that even before the party event to Saturday, you have residents who stay in Lee Park condominium sitting on the creek, watching their kids play, want to hang out with their kids, and want to make sure their kids are safe. And then you have officers come up to them, antagonizing them. I want to speak his name. I want to say Vargas. What he does, he come and he antagonize everyone, and he want to ask questions about something that doesn't even matter. Like, oh, why are you on the creek? What you mean? I'm on the creek because I'm watching my kids. And I want to bring it back to Saturday's event. Your officers was very, very, very disrespectful. Respect is due to a dog. You give respect, you earn respect. I know for me, if someone disrespect me, I'm going to return that favor, and I'm going to disrespect them as well. So as I was sitting on the creek, just minding my business, everyone having a good time, I know for a fact everyone's feeling good. No one's want to go home right then and there. You have an officer come up to me and told me to get the F off the bench and go the F home. My instant reaction, who you talking to? You don't talk to me like that because I'm not your child. I'm a 31-year-old woman. So what you tell me is what I'm going to give back to you. And you threaten me with, you want to arrest me. Arrest me then, because you have no liable reason to arrest me because I'm having a good time. Don't talk to me like that. And that's with everyone that's around me. Like, everyone is in there, everyone in the townhouse later that day is having a good time, just relaxing, chilling with their family. So you're coming up to us being very aggressive. And if you come up to me and grab me, my instant reaction is to turn around and like don't grab me, because I don't know who grabbing me. So for you to rush someone, and it's straight men, it's not women. All the women are in the back. You should let women handle her. And even if then she didn't do nothing wrong. So why is she being arrested for something that you asked her a question and she answered the question? She stays here, so who are you to tell me I have to go in the house when I stay here? Like, something has to be done. Like, this is beyond disrespectful. This is beyond embarrassing. And as a community, we can't and we will not stand for it. Like, something has to be done with South Miami Police Department. This is not the definition of pleasant living. It's not. Because their job is to protect and serve. They're not protecting us and they're not serving us. All they doing is providing disrespect. They're trying to arrest us for something that we're not really doing for real. So as the commissioner, the board, whatever y'all want to call yourself, we need to come together and something has to be done. And something has to be done for Vargas. Because Vargas has to be stopped.
Well, can I ask, if I can, I'll give you some more time. Question to the manager. I mean, I want to understand, do we have a formal complaint process? If people want to file a complaint against an officer, we do have that ability, correct?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So if I could just do the manager, ask the chief maybe to, for the record, if there are officers specifically that you can identify that you think acted improperly, then I would ask you to file a complaint because,
Yes.
okay? And if we can just kind of keep the chamber quiet, please. Again, the chief is here. I'm sure he's got other staff here. They can point you, and if you don't know how to do that, we can certainly get you that information. Again, I appreciate everyone coming because you're helping to hold us accountable so we can hold our employees accountable. That's absolutely important. That's how this is supposed to work. But the other part of accountability is, unfortunately, sometimes complaints are warranted. And the only way we get to the bottom of the facts is if they're filed and we can investigate them. So again, that is your right as a citizen to file a complaint against an officer if you think they were disrespectful and acted outside the law, or we're just, failing to show you the common courtesy you deserve as a citizen. So, I'm sorry, continue to close.
Yes, and I want to bring up one more thing. I don't know the officer about her name, but I know her by her face. She jumped in my boyfriend's face and told him what she's gonna do to him. You a woman, he's not gonna touch you, but you have no right jumping in his face. Like, something has to be done. Like, you're not gonna tell him what you're gonna do to him. It's not right, and it's not gonna happen.
Understood. And again,
Thank
I think help you by, again, as I said, file a complaint. Thank you. Mr. John Anderson.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm so happy to see all y'all faces. It should have been going on a long time, not just now. This started years ago when they first started about building portable homes. We should have been coming here a long time ago. But this kind of group,
Mr. Anderson.
this is what we could have been having.
Mr. Anderson, you can.
But now, hold it, keep it up.
Mr. Anderson.
And raise your voice. Your voice got to be heard. We have to vote. What we want, what we need.
We should. Mr. Anderson, good evening. If you want to repeat that, just so the folks who are listening at home can hear it as well.
I want to see me.
There you go.
I want to see me.
We want,
So
we
they'll
want.
know me when they see me. Good evening. How's everybody?
Good evening, sir.
To the commissioners, my name is John Anderson. I live at 5917 Southwest 6th Avenue. I got a lot of complaints too. First of all, I like for the city commissioners to get with the county. We got a divided part in here with the city, with the county and the city. Certain things the city cannot do because of the county property. And we've been having problems with that area. I don't know how many of y'all know it, but we've been having problems with the area. That is divided. Part of the South Miami and part of the county. So we have a problem in the county, the city can't do anything about it. But when the city has a problem, here come the county and the city. Now, I'm being honest with you.
Mr. Anderson, if you want to speak to the crowd, I take no offense. If you want to speak to the crowd as well.
I'm gonna speak to y'all too.
That's fine, but.
Okay, that's why I want everybody to see.
You do you. When you want to speak to them, just turn around and speak into the microphone so everybody else can hear you too.
Okay, now we had a big problem. We had a fire in my backyard about 2 months ago. I don't know whose company it is that was putting the new wires and so forth, going through the streets, putting in new wires and doing new electrician stuff. There was a big fire started in my backyard about 2 o'clock in the morning. The fire trucks and the firemen was there. All this noise was going on. The firemen took about 2 hours to get the fire out, because every time they thought it was coming back up. But when we look around to ask what could be done, we got to go to the county. But it was in South Miami on the line. So we're looking for some course inspector, a policeman, somebody come by and let's inspect the place to see what's going on, what causing the fire. And nobody come yet today and find out what causing the fire. But we have an idea who started the fire and how the fire got started. But you know, people are not going to tell the truth. They're going to tell a lie before they tell the truth. And most people like to hear a lie before they hear the truth too. You know that too, right? Okay, that's one accident. Now, we got people over in this county department. They got a little property, few little properties. They can run the street like they want to run the streets. Put garbage cans in the middle of the street, block the street off. People got to wait on them to do what they got to do, but that's in the county department. So we can't do nothing about it because what? The county property. So the city of South Miami can't do anything about it. So what we do? So I'm coming to the commissioners that you all get strong, have a big heart, a big mind, a big head. Go down to that dead county place and the coat and explain to them that they need to hurry to get that area straightened out. Because this has probably been going on for years. I've been here from 1973, and that's been going on for years.
Mr. Anderson, before you leave, Mr. Manager, are you familiar with this issue? Okay. Can we get someone to speak to him?
Yeah, the manager should know about that.
We should.
That.
So,
We
Mr.
got the dividing part in here.
Mr. Anderson, can you speak to the deputy manager or someone on our team just so we can get the details?
Oh, he know about it.
Okay.
He work for the city.
John, do you know about this issue?
Yeah, he know about the dividing part we got in here, that part of it, the county, part of the city,
Okay.
right or wrong. And y'all can't do some things about it because it belongs to the county. I'm right or wrong. Okay. So we need some help in
Okay,
South
Mr.
Miami.
Mr. Anderson, I'm sorry, Mr. Reese, can you come to the microphone? I know you love doing that. So Mr. Anderson, he's gonna get upset with me because I'm gonna make him speak on the microphone. So,
Is that
Mr. Reese, he loves speaking on the microphone.
you gonna get it? Yeah, I'll take care of it. Okay, I hope you do.
John,
All right, because
John-
I'm about to raise voice. I'm about to raise my voice showing up up there.
John, again, what's the issue? Just so out of curiosity. On the microphone, please. Sorry, sir. Good evening.
No, some of his property backs the county property, so that's what he's complaining about. You know, some
The condition of the
issues,
county property?
faces the backside of his property. So, as far as the fire, I'll get the information.
No, but I'm sorry, is it just they're not maintaining the county property? Is that the issue? Mr. Anderson, before you go, I want to get you some help, so,
I'll get all the information. from
okay. If you could just let us know so we
Yeah, I'll
can.
get all the information.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. I don't know. Gloria Brown, I'm next on the list. Ms. Brown? Gloria Brown, still here? She left? Okay. Moving on to LaShonda Williams. Ms. Williams, good evening. If there's anyone else who'd like to register, we still have a list, do we not? Please add your name and we'll call you up. Thank you.
Hi. Good evening to members of the dais and Mayor Fernandez. My name is LaShonda Williams. I live at 6477 Southwest 60th Avenue. I actually came here tonight because I was going to talk to you guys about the mango lot because you guys are changing the designation, and that's happening a lot, and I'm a little concerned about that, but I think it's going to be an item that you have on the agenda this evening, so I'll speak to it then.
No, ma'am. The mango lot that what we did recently was
I know you said you couldn't receive, you didn't meet quorum for the review board, and then it was on the agenda for this evening's meeting. No?
I don't think so, no.
no, ma'am. We have nothing on the mango lot. You talking about the mango lots near the dollar store?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
So
Marshall Williamson lot.
what we
yeah.
did last meeting was we designated a portion of it as a to be a public park in honor of.
Marshall Williamson?
No, our
Okay.
first
Oh.
African American mayor, Anna Price.
Oh, Anna Price, Dr. Price.
Yeah,
Okay,
Dr.
perfect.
Price. Who, unfortunately, our condolences to her family since she just passed away this weekend. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm so
yes.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so back to the issue at hand. I know most of you, I've talked to you. I don't come here as an adversary, but I do think that a lot of things that were said today were very true. One of the things I think that we've had a flux of change of people in the community, like all of Miami have a lot of people leaving, not new people coming in. But I don't want to just make it appear that the African American community is just centered in Lee Park or in HUD homes. You know, there is a whole dark side, what we call the dark side, past 64th Street, where Black Americans came very early on in this incorporation of this city that added to this city. I don't know if you know that we became like a tree city and an all-American city because of a young African-American teen that wrote a story about this city. So a lot of our designations that we have are from the collective. And one thing I can speak to is unfortunately, I've had experiences myself with even calling the police officers and the aggression that's shown. There is a tall, heavy-set man, I don't know what his name is, but I would know him by face, that last year when we had this event, I didn't attend this year, but last year when we had it, he was pretty aggressive, like at 8 o'clock when the event ended, just for people leaving. And this was including people that were walking home. So the conversation about interaction amongst the group, I think definitely needs to happen. We used to also have boards, community relations boards and so forth, that we were able to have people so that we knew. And also just a discussion of what the protocol is when we're having events. You know, we have lots of events throughout the city where we section off parts of the city. Maybe the conversation needs to be the spill out and what we tend to do, because African Americans, we like to gather together, and our way of gathering is usually outside. It is a cultural thing. And so we want to make sure that just like we respect all other cultures, ours is respected. We are loud. we like to play loud music, and it may be for a time, and we will move along, and there may be a desirable amongst the group, but overall, it's not that. And as a former resident of Lee Park, I will say that our community has never been one of those communities that required the level of engagement. And maybe the police, I know Chief Landa that was here prior to, he was familiar with that. We didn't have that before. So I want to get back to a time where we do feel safe here. My daughter does participate in things at the park, but there are things that need to be enhanced because we used to have a family plan where people could use the park. Now we feel like at times that we're not even welcome there. I mean, I'm going to go because that's just who I am. I'm one of those strong-minded, strong-willed individuals, so I'll make a way for myself, but for my community, it's very important for me to see those things. So there's other topics. I would love to engage you guys in a different way, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you for your comments. I have no more names. Again, if you'd like to sign up, we have sign-in sheets. Please add your name. Happy to hear from all of you. Thank you. You want to put this back out there? Okay. Want to help me there? I can't see that first name. Dione Russell? It's Dion. Dion, my apologies. Thank you.
My name is Dion Russell.
Good
I am
evening.
a former resident of Lee Park Condominiums. It was part of a condominium association now. It used to be called Lee Park Townhouses. Everybody knows me from 6,000. That's one of my nicknames. I'm coming because I came to the event Saturday and I saw people that I haven't seen in 15 and 20 years. I moved away and I often come back. As you can see here, and I have another shirt on up under here, I work in South Miami at a school, West Laboratory Elementary. I work with the children. The majority of the children at the school are not of my color. They're white, Hispanic, and a few African American children. What I've seen in my community is that there are fewer faces that look like ours. Like you just heard a story about the city of Pleasant Living. And I'm leaning in close so you understand clearly. It was us that wrote an essay that won that Pleasant Living title for South Miami. It was majority of us that were living here. And we start to see others come in and enjoy the pleasant living that we don't get to enjoy anymore. I was stopped just driving one of my cars a while back. Just driving, minding my own business. Thank goodness nothing happened to me. As you can see, my lovely locks, they're blonde right now. They were black, and they were up in a ponytail like guys usually throw their hair up just to leisure and throw them up and relax. But they thought I was a guy driving a stolen vehicle. That's what I was told. You can see I'm a female, although I have a deep voice. I am a female. You can see me just like I can see you. So when he came to my window, he was shocked that I was a female. We love to wear different styles, different hair, different. We are. And as Kendrick said, basically, they not like us. You'll never meet another kind of people that's like us. Like she say, we're loud, we like our music, we like to have a good time. We don't go out to destroy peace. We're just having a good time. But it seems like we can't have a good time in peace. There, like she said, a bridge that needs to happen, that's needed to close this gap. We don't have that community base with the officers. I don't know any of the officers that I saw on the numerous of videos that circulated. I don't know none of you except for the one that grew up in South Miami, Kedra. So we need to find a way to bridge that gap. And to all of you, the issues, the concerns, the problems that all of you have suffered, file your complaints. That investigation will be launched. Rights that have been violated, make sure you contact an attorney. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments. Sorry, I cannot read the first name, but the last name is Farmer. Oh, no, it's okay.
I tell you what,
This is gonna
I'm
be,
gonna tell you, how y'all doing?
good evening.
Good, good. I'm gonna tell you something. I was born and raised
Sorry,
right here.
I just need your name and
in
address for the
South
record.
Miami, okay?
Again,
and
just-
I'm gonna tell you something. What I saw Saturday, it
Ma'am,
was so
ma'am,
bad.
just name and address for the record. My apologies.
All right, well,
Thank you.
farm address 5971 Southwest 61st Court. You know where they got that big old apartment right over there? That's where I used
Yep.
to live. I was there.
And your
okay?
name, please. And your full name, please.
Donna Farmer. You just read my full name.
I know, I
Donna
know.
Farmer, Donna-Farmer. All right.
Thank you,
How
Donna.
y'all doing today? All right. I don't know any one of you except for this young lady right here. All right. And I decided to come here today, and it's a great thing. I think the universe put me here because I had to do a little work over here. I was here Saturday. I was so mad. I don't get mad. I don't have time to be getting mad. I vibrate entirely too high, okay? But let me tell you what I saw. Now, the event that was taking place, it was great. It was great to see everybody. Everybody got along. However, and immediately after it ended, I must say your police officers, and none of them are none of our colors. They're very rude, disrespectful, and they do not care about how they treat the citizens. Now, the problem is, police are here to protect and serve, okay? But what I saw was intimidation and harassment. All right, now I'm sitting here, there's absolutely nothing going on. Everyone is enjoying themselves, and before you know it, you got a line of policemen. Not only were they being rude to people, but they were pushing people. As a matter of fact, they pushed a pregnant young lady, okay? And when they pushed her, they all of a sudden made an event about somebody was pushing them, and they had helicopters. Now, I think it cost about $10,000 for a helicopter. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And what I did see as well, because there was nothing happening, they couldn't get nothing out of the people because we were not here for that. We were here to enjoy each other and see each other and have a reunion, okay? And as they were telling people to get off the sidewalk, to leave, and to go home, number one, everybody, almost everybody out there are adults. And if I tell you to go home, go home. Danny Rodriguez, go home. Get out your seat and go home. Yeah, okay, doesn't that sound retarded and really ridiculous? One thing I definitely know, in order to get respect, you got to give some respect, okay? And I do think it's very important, number one, because a lot of people don't know you, and the only time we know you is when we come down here, to have a relationship with the people that you're representing, because you guys work for us.
You do.
Okay, you work for us. And we want to see some action. And what we want to see is you come and get with the community. Also, your officers, if they don't want to be in this neighborhood, and if they can't treat everybody right now, especially my people, they can skedaddle and go on their side. Go treat their people like that, because I can promise you, there's nobody in your neighborhood telling you to get off the sidewalk, now is it? There's nobody in your neighborhood telling you to go home, now is it? Okay, so either these policemen treat my people with respect or find another job or another location. Because we're not having it, we're tired of it, and we've been really sitting here being real nice. And that's one of our problems, because we always say, that's all right. Well, it's not all right. And we should have been came down here long time ago from the time they cooked us hamburger when they built that first building right there across from the post office. I'm just telling you, and it really, I don't get mad. It's just too much. I don't usually get in my feeling either. But some things definitely have to be said, and this is. And there's one, let me tell you, the little officer, I know the car he was driving. Okay, he was in 2001. That's the vehicle he was driving, all right? Now, number one, I definitely know there is a law. If you ask the officer for their badge number, they must provide it. That is a felony. But you got a little smart guy named Bravo, little bald head guy. I don't know his name. You know how I got his name? I called your dispatch. And immediately after I called your dispatch, guess what happened? 20 more police came. Not only 20 more police came, Metro Dade came. Now, why are y'all wasting these people's time? Because I'm going to tell you, there was no There was no assault. There was nobody being rude. Everybody was enjoying themselves. And, oh, but, you know, they have to call for it. They got to make it look like something. If nothing happened and they messed up, just say you messed up. That's all they had to do, okay? But how will we get back, and how we're going to pay for that $10,000 helicopter they had riding around here? And you know what Metro told me? I asked Metro, well, what happened? You know what they told me? I don't know. They just called us out here and said they need backup. That is ridiculous. That's a waste of taxpayer money. And we can do other things with that. Matter of fact, that $10,000, we can use it for training, additional training for your officers, okay? The little ladies you got is unnecessary. You know, yeah, sometimes us ladies, we get in a certain place and we cops and we gotta, first of all, a woman can never be the man. And if you're a policeman, you act like it, because number one, when she told that young man what she was gonna do to him, that's a threat. All right, she should have been arrested. All right, she needs to be reprimanded. All your cops, all your policemen that were involved with this, y'all should really look into it.
Again, ma'am,
because it's ridiculous.
Again, to do that, we need your help.
Yeah, we got video.
File a complaint.
We got videos. You do know we got videos.
File a complaint and send in the video. I mean, I asked for some video of other folks today. That's right.
I plan on, not only we're going to file complaints, but we're going to make sure this go viral. We're also going to find us a good lawyer that can represent this young lady that they arrested. Number one, not only did they not Mirandize her, but she did not, all they asked her was, do you live in this neighborhood? She said, yes, I live here. And now they get your hand behind my back. Boy, I tell you what, does that happen in your neighborhood? And you know what's terrible and what's so hurtful? It's like we grew up here, all right? And you know, there are people put in this position, you know, to represent us. However, you don't have a relationship with us. So it's very hard to represent someone if you don't relate to them or have a relationship with them or try to get a relationship. And it's important to know who you're representing while you're representing them, not just for them to vote for you. Okay, and I just think you guys, you know, to have a better, you know, relationship with the people you're representing, because you guys are representing us. Okay, like how can I represent you, and I don't know nothing about you? So I think it's very important that you go out and meet the people. All right, and what I don't like also is I see that everything is like you're trying to push our people out. All right, now I'm gonna tell you, I was very disheartened when I noticed that the programs all in the park were no longer available for the people of the neighborhood. And I tell you what, when I was in second grade, they said they was gonna get a pool. Oh, we got that pool right now, yeah, but we can't get in it. What is that about? I'm just saying, all I'm telling you, okay? You guys definitely want to look at the video because it's going to go viral, okay, on how your people were treating our people in our place. This is ours. And my Uncle Marshall, he actually, you know, bought a lot of these places, you know, the mango fields and everything as well, and a lot of the property also has been sold. I tell you what, I'm going to tell you, growing up, we had plenty of food to eat. We didn't even have to go in the store. We had mangoes, we had star fruit, we had, you know, candy apples, we had everything. Sea grape trees, everything. But however, I just would like you guys, number one, your policemen, they need to either treat our people like they would treat their mother and their children and their wife. All right, unless they're beating them and treating them, mistreating them. Don't come here doing that at all. I thank you guys for your time.
Thank you for your comments.
All right.
Thank you. Apologies, I cannot make out the first name. McKinnon is the last name? Shantion. Thank you. Shantion McKinnon. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm shaking a little bit. I'll circle back to why I'm shaking in just a second, but I just want to remind everyone up here, everyone back here as well, that it is still Black History Month. Mm-hmm. So the reason I'm shaking is because the officer sitting here to my left is actually a part of the reason I don't trust the South Miami Police Department. I don't believe anything that they say, and I don't believe that any of you will follow up on any complaint that has been submitted by anyone in this room. I submitted a complaint on multiple officers actually because of how my case was handled. I was assaulted. My name is listed as victim. There's no way I was being stalked and harassed by the police officers as if I was the suspect. I submitted a complaint to IA. IA never even called my phone. I had to go to the state attorney's office just to get them to stop following me every time I left my parking lot. What did I do wrong? No one could tell me. I distinctly remember giving him a sheet of paper with at least a good essay, giving him my statement, and when I came to City Hall to get a copy of my police report, there was barely a paragraph. So if we can talk about having an actual meeting and sitting down and voicing our concerns, I know you guys feel like we kind of bombarding your meeting tonight. We did. We took it over just a little bit because we're fed up. We are. I am shaking, and the only reason I can stand here and actually speak these words is because of the people behind me. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not afraid of a lot of things, but every time he shows up, I back away slowly. And I hope to God he doesn't see me and have me in his sight. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else who's registered to speak? Let me, Ms. Buckner, if I can let everyone go through the list, I'll recognize you at the end, okay? Let me just call 2 more names and I'll recognize you, okay? Thank you. James McCants. Yes. Okay, ma'am, come forward.
I also meant to let you guys know, you too, that your officers harassed our kids.
That's what I was coming up to say.
They were playing in this, what we call the skating ring. And they came and told them, go in the house or you're gonna get arrested.
No, their words was.
Ma'am, you're welcome to speak, please. We just cannot have an outburst.
Go in the effing
If you'd like to
house
come up next, you're recognized, okay? Please.
before you get arrested. They weren't doing nothing but playing like they do every day. They came up after what happened to me. They came walking through, harassing the kids. And we don't like that.
Thank you for your comments. Ma'am, did you want to add something? You're welcome to come forward. Okay. Sorry, Ms. Williams, I had you next on the list. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. I'm Keisha Williams.
Good
I
evening.
stay in the townhouses. I've been here all my life, nowhere else. But Saturday was really, really good. I'm not gonna knock it. We had a good time in South Miami. But after the fact was crazy nonsense. And I'm cool with some of the officers. I'm not even gonna lie. Some of them I talked to. I even had to pull them to the side. Hey, what's going on? Y'all running the other way. What's going on? Oh, it's over. Everybody have to leave. Okay, we understand that. We for the leave. He said, okay, we'll give you a minute. Y'all leave. Next thing you know, we walk around. We walk down to the other side. They follow us there. We walk down to the other side. They follow us in the back road. Then they ran us all the way back to the townhouses. And I was standing with my sister the whole time. They followed us from South Miami Market all the way to the back street, from the back street by Family Dollar, all the way back to the townhouses to stand in front of the gate. We literally stand there to watch them stand there for a second to see what they was gonna do, because everybody, y'all said go in the house, everybody went where they stayed. But guess what? She wasn't the only person outside. We wasn't the only person. When we walked in the gate, the whole townhouses was outside. We just had an event. So that was pretty good, because we got the old people out. We barely see them half of the time. A lot of them came out. We had a good time with our old and young people. It's just the young generation officers. I've been here all my life, and their officer ain't never talked to me or treat me like that and told me she'll take off her badge. If she would have took that badge off, only God knows what was going to happen. Only God, I promise you to God, that's the only thing that was going to happen. Like, they are harassing us. Y'all harassing our kids. And mind me, my kids are big kids. They just returned teenagers. They just big as shit. These kids are big. They 14, 15, 13, all of them. You got the police walking behind them. They taller than the police, but y'all still go in the fucking house. Go in the house,
Ma'am,
and I'm telling them.
let's keep it
listen,
PG. Let's keep it
hey,
PG. Thank you.
They needed to keep it PG.
I know,
for the
I know,
kids.
hey. Everyone,
That's how,
hey.
You see how you say keep it PG?
I understand. Hey,
That's how
okay,
we be wanting people
folks,
to talk
folks,
to our
folks.
kids.
Ma'am, I'm going to give you more time. Guys, just because people are disrespectful, we should not return disrespect, okay?
That's
I,
it.
and
You
I,
get
and
what I'm
hey,
saying?
I,
We was giving them that.
I'm going to get to some comments at the end once I hear from everyone. But
they disrespect.
let's keep it.
Chief, come on, we got to do better with these officers. These young ones, they is getting besides themselves. I seen he's one of the youngest police. He a black one.
Doesn't matter.
I probably seen him probably like 4 or 5 times. He told our boys that play for Sock Mammy Grey Gold, Sock Mammy suck. Why you work for us? Why do you work for Sock Mammy if we suck so fucking much? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all know what? I had a good time. Listen.
Ms. Williams, thank you for your comments and thank you for making us laugh. Okay.
Let the kids have, let the kids see what we see.
We got it. Thank you for your comments,
When
man.
I was coming up, it was none of that. I promise you, we played in the skating ring. We did everything we had to do on the park. They had so much stuff. They had everything for us when we was growing up. And now that my kids, and I've been here, I would not leave South Miami. I don't care what they say. I'm not leaving South Miami. I'm in the new buildings now. That's how bad I'm not leaving
We
South
want you
Miami.
to stay. So thank you.
You get what I'm saying? But you guys got to welcome us. Y'all can't push us out.
Understood.
We can't go nowhere. This us.
We don't want you to go
We've been here
anywhere.
all our life. So the officers, we really got to do better with the officers and with the kids. You get what I'm saying? How y'all want the kids to respect y'all if y'all not respecting them kids? And nowadays the kids are rude. They gonna give you the same thing you get them. They not backing down. Back then, we knew not to cuss the police out because, we had our mama. The mama knew the police. This person knew that person. But that's not how it is now. Everybody is new coming in the city of South Miami. And we don't know them. And they don't know us. They don't know our kids. They don't know anything about us. But what they should do is try to get to know us. Try to know the kids. If y'all walk through, that's fine. We don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all gonna protect and serve, do your job. But if you're gonna harass us and do other things that y'all know that's not right, and just because you got that badge,
make it
that
right.
don't mean anything. Because they taking that badge and they running with it, and it's not right. For us that been here all our life, I never seen no officers like that. And that's coming back from the old officers. Never in my life seen nothing like that. I promise you. The way them officers took my sister and slammed her on that car. She was doing nothing. We was walking. We finally made it back to the gate. He followed us there.
Understood.
He followed us there. I'm like, we made it. Hey, I look back. I said, I know you didn't follow us. He said, yeah, I'm making sure you get home. I said, we made it. That's my words to the officer. Well, we made it. You can leave now. And they all gathered right there and they stand and they waited. They waited for something to happen. They made it happen. Not us. They made it happen. And it's on camera everywhere. And a lot of people got it on film. And I know she feel very disrespected. That happened in front of my niece, my nephew, all of that. She went to grab her mother. You had the police officer grabbing her. I said, wait. She's a minor.
Ma'am,
we'll grab her.
Ma'am, I appreciate the comments.
That was really rude.
I appreciate the comments.
Please, y'all
we are
do
gonna
something about that.
we are looking into
We gonna
it.
be here for y'all. Y'all just got to support us too.
We are looking into it. We will look into it
Please do
as
it.
was requested.
Do it. We gonna
Thank
be
you.
looking for it to be done. We
Thank
gonna
you.
come back now.
You're welcome back anytime. Mr. McCants and
All right. I can't follow that one. Listen, James McCann, 6210 Southwest 63rd Terrace. I just want to say that it's good to see everybody here. I've been talking for, over 20 years about getting people here to address the decisions, and this is where the decisions are made. So I'm just happy to see y'all here. Now, I'm not going to piggyback because everything has been said about what has happened, but you're going about it the right way with the documentation and the film. So let's just follow through with this. My thing is that when we leave here, what are we going to do? All right, so we're gonna follow through with meetings and try to make sure this does not happen again. So let's do this right. I wanna talk about an opportunity to get people an opportunity to come back to South Miami. Since we don't have too much land to do, we will possibly have some townhomes in the future for people to come back to purchase, but the best opportunity to get people back will be phase 2 of Somi Park. Now, the process for this, since it's county, is not quite as fair as we would like it, okay? And this is where we need participation, like we have it here. For people like my friend that just got through speaking, she's staying at the new place, back in the back, you're staying at the new place. We got her in. We can get some more people in that want to come back to South Miami. Now, how do we do this? We meet every Wednesday. I want y'all to listen to me in the back now.
Guys, quiet, please.
Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Senior Citizens Cafeteria, we have a county organized meeting, not city, county. So we address the things that is county related, that's going to affect every third Wednesday. That's what I said. No, every third Wednesday, 6 o'clock. In fact, we're going to meet tomorrow. We have to start this process now because they're going to break ground maybe in a year or so from now. You have to get your credit ready, and we have to address we're going against the lottery system that they're having and the way that we are selected. Now, we have favor because we have people that we know on the dais and in the county that can work with us to get people back. Because if people are leaving South Miami, we don't have too much to fight for. That means the athletic program goes and everything else goes, so we need people here. And just for the record, it's Black History. And the reason we got that All-City Award is not because of the people that did that. They did it at that time. The reason we have this city is because in 1912, Mr. Marshall Williamson came here when the town was called Lockins, and it wasn't the city of South Miami. That's the fact. The city became the city in 1928. And that became the city. And the only reason we have folks that look like us here is Mr. Marshall Williamson and folks in that era that made it possible for us. So again, if you guys want to follow up on this, every third Wednesday, we have an organized meeting by county staff that we can go and get you guys ready to continue the fight. I love to see people here on short notice, and I wish you can come here again and other meetings so we can do things in a proper manner.
Third Wednesday, Mr. McHance? Guys, if we want to speak, please come to the microphone. We'll give you a chance to speak. Third Wednesday, 6 p.m., South Miami.
At the Senior Citizens Building, the cafeteria section downstairs.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay.
And what we would try to do is try to post it here in the city.
Okay. I have next on the list, Mr. Pre, give me a second.
So I would like to say something in response to that. Before I moved out of South Miami.
I will recognize you. I just have other people who signed up. I'll add you back to the list. If you'll let me call them up, I'll bring you up afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. 1 minute. Yes. Okay. I have a Brittany, no last name on the list, who just signed up recently. Please come forward. If you can give us your name and address for the record, please. Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Brittany Mickens, 6401 Southwest 62nd Court. So I didn't go to the event only because I have a fear of stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that I heard it happen, the first thing I thought of, this is why I don't go to stuff like this. But you guys have like the Somi type of thing that you try to do on Saturday?
Second Saturdays, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
it would never happen. You wanna know why? Because I told you before, you worried about sunset, you worried about Somi, you worried about the roads, which I keep telling you guys have the most beautiful roads anywhere, and I've traveled quite a lot. I told you, Mr. Rodriguez, focus on the community, the kids, did I not? I think 4 of y'all came and knocked on my door and spoke to me personally. So just like how you want those votes and you want us to, because I actually go vote every time. Even on the little stuff, I go vote. Whether I get friends to go with me or not, but I actually go. So I told you, don't worry about that across the street. Worry about what's right here, did I not? I said, that right there is nice. You're never gonna rebuild Sunset Place or get the revenue back in Sunset Place if you don't start with the community center and the kids. You the new chief, right? You should be a damn shame of yourself. I would be ashamed. Did you hear what I said? I don't like going outside because of stuff like this. Ashamed. What is it, 2025? 2025, right? Not 1965 or 1935, 2025. I'm gonna say it again. Sunset is important, but until you get your community it was us who was going to Sunset. My family was giving me money to go to Forever 21, Gap, it's us. We are what's going to bring back your revenue in Sunset Place. So if we can't be outside till 8 o'clock, you think we want to go to SoMe? Do you think we want to go to SoMe? And we can't go outside and right outside our door. These officers, your officers of the law told them to go in the house at 8 o'clock. Shit, the party don't start jumping until 8 o'clock. You get what I'm saying? Excuse my language, but come on.
We hear you.
I was one of the ones that voted for that school that's on the corner by the pool. I voted for that. Actually, was like, yeah, the kids don't have to walk the Larkin, or the kids don't have to walk the South Miami Elementary. Ain't nobody in South Miami would go to that school. So that was the first bad vote I made. Y'all, please don't make me regret voting Lisa. All y'all, please don't make me regret this. Because I can't speak for them. I bubbled. Don't make me regret it. Don't worry about across the street. You really need to worry about right here. Mr. Police Officer, please fix it. And fix it fast. Because everybody, if I was in leadership, everybody had to be sat down like children. They said it was cussing at them. That's crazy.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, I have a Robert McWilliams. Mr. McWilliams. And then we'll recognize Ms. Dupree and the gentleman for a second time.
Robert McWilliams, 6163 Southwest 69th Street. I'm actually a part of the board, and I can tell you that the board is totally upset. The board at Lee Park, what happened to this young lady. We requesting that you guys drop all the charges on her, because they're petty charges, and we seen what happened on camera also. You're gonna do your own investigation. Matter of fact, we recommend that you, part of your investigation should be talking to this young lady, and also talking to the people in our community, and talking to the board. We seen what happened. You guys go ahead and do y'all thing. And some people need to be fired. Forget about the training. Fire some of these people. You can't train. Some of these people you can't train. Bad people just gonna be bad people. Get rid of them. We don't want them. And like I said, we're here. I know you say you're gonna come talk to us and things like that. So we're looking forward to it. The other members of the board are also in here, and we just let you know that totally upset. We're not gonna stand for it. And something needs to be done.
Thank you, sir.
And drop the charges for this young lady also.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Dupree, you're recognized.
I just wanted to speak on the housing. So 2016, when they built the Family Dollar, we came up here and we fought for that not to be built. I even suggested that you put homes, since you want to keep us in the Marshall Wave community, put homes there and let us become homeowners. On those steps, I was told to move to Perrine. That's gentrification. We can't have that. It wasn't you guys, but that tone was set for me to move to take my money to Perrine. My family tax dollars built this city. Why do I have to go to Perrine to build my home for my family? That's all I wanted to say about the townhomes that he mentioned would be built. We don't need townhomes. We have that. We need family homes, single family homes.
Thank you for your comments. Okay. Sir.
my last statement, and I am leaving. So, mayor and city attorney, have y'all sat here and listened to these complaints? Have y'all really sat here and listened to these complaints? Before this night ends and before this thing is over, I need to hear a statement from the chief of police. Because your whole meeting, you did not accomplish anything in your meeting but the complaints about the police department. That's embarrassing. The whole meeting has been about the police department. And it has showed you how this is not a city of a pleasant living. This is a city of a nightmare. So before this meeting is over, we the people, I have to hear from the chief of police. I have to hear from him. Because all the complaints is about his officers. And then another problem you have is that you have the sergeants backing up this messed up stuff that they officers do. That's why nothing can get done. You have a young lady that came up here and said she put a complaint and that an officer, a grown man, is following her. When has that ever been acceptable? That is a shame. It's not acceptable. Like you said, you can stand outside your house as late as you want. You're a grown man. You pay your bills. You come, you work. You make a paycheck. Nobody can tell you to go in the house. So why do we have to go in the house? And that concludes what I want to say. I just really want to hear what the chief of police have to say about this meeting, because the whole meeting has been about his officers, not about development, not about housing, not about programs for kids, but about his officers. And ma'am, I hope you sat here and took notes of what these people have been saying, because honey, you're going to need to get your books in order, because you're going to have a lot of suits coming your way. And it's crazy because you don't even have to do that if these officers get it together. That's the complaint, the officers.
Sir, thanks for the comments. I mean, do you want to add anything else, or?
No, I just need to really hear from this chief of
I
police.
want to make a statement if everyone's done speaking, but I think if you've got once before, we're going to recognize new people.
Y'all this right here.
Sorry, what's that? I'm sorry?
Whatever could go on. Where y'all record at, man? Because y'all police do this too?
Let the chief see what they doing.
I'm sorry.
That's who it counts to.
So again, is there anyone who has not spoken who would like to speak? You have a question? Please come to the microphone. If we can take any conversations outside. Sir, let's take it outside afterwards, okay? Thank
Shantae
you.
Wells, 6102 Southwest 68th Street. I forgot to also, in addition to the request that I made earlier, is I am concerned with our businesses. I did receive also, in addition to all of that was going on, there was a young lady that had booked a birthday party with one of our local South Miami businesses. And these same officers went into this not initiated by the owner of the establishment. And again, you pay for a private birthday party in a business. And they were forced, just as they did within inside the gates. So I really do want you guys to launch.
Are you speaking about the hookah lounge? Is that-
Yes.
Okay.
I want you guys to at least make sure that you also address that specific business, just so that they know, like, we're not a city that is, I just think we need to keep as many businesses as we can in the city, and I want you guys to include that in the investigation.
Thank you, Ms. Wells. Okay. Any further comments? If you've not spoken. No further comments. We're going to close public remarks. Oh, sorry, Ms. Reed, and you were on the list. Please come forward. Michelle, just on the record, please. Thank you.
Michelle Reedon.
Thank you.
6420 Southwest 57th Court. I was going to have some things to say, but I see that the community has really spoken. Their presence has spoken. I'd like to say that the event was well. We thank you for the support that you did for the event. Unfortunately, like you said, after the event, it just went straight down. I just like to tell the people in the community as well, we also have to give an account of what's going on in the community. We can't just wait until this happens. I love each and every one of you all for coming here and voicing your concerns and your complaints, because they're legitimate. They should not have been done, Mayor. They should not have been done, Chief. There are some things that we have to do. It has taken us so long to build a relationship, and relationships aren't built overnight. It takes some time. After Saturday, we have stepped 50 yards back as far as I'm concerned. So it's a lot of work that we have to do on both parts of the fence. We have to be there to support each other. We have to do what we need to do. And unfortunately, like the young lady there, I don't know how much the $10,000 helicopter costs, but the thing about it is those things to me was unnecessary. I had people calling me at my house because they know that I am a part of the planning board. They know that I'm also there in the community to help out whatever way they see. So the people were very devastated, with their kids. They were hurt, disappointed. And like you said, with the function, apparently we have to do some things, because even though we started at 1 and ended at 6, it has to be something after, because there are adults that are there that they want to continue to be. Just like she said, it is a reunion. It was a reunion. And there are people that have come out of town, people that may not have out of the state, out of the town, but they're there to fellowship with their friends. So therefore, 6 o'clock, we hardly have our kids inside at 6. So I think we need to regroup this thing and see if we can spread it later. If the park Monday through Friday can open till 9 or 8, maybe we can do that. But there has to be something done. But I think that we all have to become on one accord. We have to recognize what is happening. It is not good for the city. This is supposed to be a city of pleasant living. And like they said, pleasant living for who? And I'm not trying to cause any problems, but if you go on the other side, there are places that they can go and sit down, congregate, eat, sleep. What do we have here? I know we need housing.
Michelle, I'll say this. I mean, that's your home as well.
Right. No, I'm not saying.
And I want to say this, you should all feel welcome to go across the street and frequent all those restaurants. Hey, hold on a second. I know that look, I'm hearing what you're saying loud and clear. So did you want to add something? Because
No, but I'm not saying it in a negative way.
Got it.
But if we have an event or something of this magnitude that we had, we should not have to go across the street.
Absolutely.
We should be able to have something in our neighborhood, in our communities, not even just for the event, but for all time, just like they explained about their children. Places for their children, teen centers, something. There has to be a little spot somewhere where they can be safe and they can go out to do. But I just want to say to the community, don't let this situation cause you to come to the City Hall. City Hall meetings are every first and third of the
Tuesday.
month. You don't have to come into the City Hall. They have Zoom. You can get on Zoom. So we need also participation from the community, not when there's only a problem, but we need your communication when things are happening. Because once the vote is gone, there's nothing else that you can do it. So I just thank you all. I thank each and every one of you all for taking your time to come out here. But there has to be some things changed and some things done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reedon. Okay. So I have no one else registered. Again, anyone else who has not spoken would like to speak? If not, we will close the public remarks. Madam City Clerk, is there anyone online who'd like to address us in public remarks?
Anyone on Zoom, please raise your virtual hand who would like to speak. No.
Okay, seeing no one, we'll close public remarks. I just want to make a very brief statement. I mean, this is by far the saddest moment for me serving as mayor. I'm personally embarrassed. I don't know, I'm not here to say who's wrong and who's right, but we do have a system failure if this many people are coming out here and saying that something did not go well on Saturday. I will tell you that to a person on this dais, we supported the event because we understand the importance of the month. We just recognized at the prior meeting some of our important history in the African American community by designating a park in honor of someone that we were going to hopefully issue a resolution in honor, given that she just passed a couple days ago. It does not escape, I think, any of us. I think I speak for all of us, just how poorly this moment reflects on our city. And so for me, it's particularly sad when we set out to do something to help create community, right? Bring us together, create some unity, and the opposite happened at the end of an event, after a great event, because I was there at 5:30, 6:30, passed by twice to kind of put an eye on things before I went to a personal engagement, communicating with the organizers. Everything was going apparently swimmingly. It's a sad moment when we find ourselves here. And so I understand the anger. I feel it too. I'm embarrassed. I'm angry. I don't know who's wrong and who's right, but what I do know, and I'm going to apologize because our failure, my failure as the mayor, was in not figuring out a way to keep people engaged, organized, and something positive at the end of the event. We had this happen last year. We dealt with it with more police resources. Clearly, that was not the answer, right? You know, what we need to do is figure out how, to Michelle's point, we need to figure out how we work with the organizers to create a space for people who want to continue to get together, right? Do it on private property, some other location, or with a public permit to organize, but in some way that's structured and positive, as opposed to just sending everyone on their way. So we're going to work between now, today, and next year to make sure we do something to get this end of event process right. We figured out the event. I think it's been a great community event, a great opportunity for people to reconnect with the best of South Miami, and we'll figure out the back end. And as I said privately to the folks from Lee Park who are here, we're gonna do our due diligence, right? We're gonna understand what happened. I think we have a very good department that does. I saw, notwithstanding a lot of the bad that we were talking about, I saw a lot of good in the videos. There were a lot of moments of de-escalation one-on-one with officers. There were. Okay, there was a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of, but there's a lot of stuff that was positive, right? But we're going to do our homework because we can always improve, right? One of the things we need to work on, I think, as a department is managing larger events. It's not something we do often, right? And so I think there's room for improvement. I think there's room for more dialogue. Personally, I'm available to all of you. I know as all of us are. Again, I don't hide from people. My cell phone is on the city's website. If you have a complaint about an officer, we're here to be responsive to you. I think as a board, we are very responsive. We take our job here very seriously. The comments about your kids, for me, resonated more than anything else. You know, the saddest part today is my son just had his first lacrosse game in high school. I left here early to come to this meeting, right? Those are moments, your moments on Saturday with your family, you never get back, right? So whether someone acted inappropriately on our side or the other side, that moment was ruined for everyone. The memory of that moment was ruined for everyone, right? And so I understand the gravity. We understand the gravity of the situation. I know our manager, I know our police chief take this very seriously. And we're going to do our damnedest to get it fixed, right? And restore the trust, I think, that we have rightfully built with all of you over time, right? And so that's our commitment as a board to all of you. I look forward to coming out to Lee Park and meeting with the association board. I look forward to then having a community meeting. We're going to talk about what happened, right? What our relationship is going forward, because that's something we need to understand to make sure we're clear about the lines of communication and responsibilities. We're going to do it all because we can, and because working together, I know we'll get it done, okay? Colleagues, anyone want to add anything before we move on with the rest of our agenda? Thank you. Okay. Yes, you may. You're recognized, Commissioner Rodriguez.
I don't want to add a lot more than I agree with everything the mayor said. I was at the event on Saturday. I thought it was a great event. I was there with my son. I saw many of you there. We talked, we ate. It's unfortunate that the ending was like that because in my experience, it was a great event and my son had a good time. And again, you know, we're going to do our homework and, you know, being part of the community, as Ms. Farmer, you said that we need to be out there in the community. My son plays at Gibson. I coach at Gibson. I'm in your community all the time. As the mayor is, I'm accessible anytime. Mr. McCants calls me all the time. Whenever you need anything, please, you know, we're all available for you. So don't hold back. As the mayor said, we're a pretty responsive board, and we're here because ultimately this is one community. There's not two communities or three communities in this city. We're one community. So that's it.
Look, I think the end of the event is where we got to do our work, ma'am. So we're 100% on the same page. Commissioner Corey, sorry. Vice Mayor Corey, you're recognized.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. When I started getting calls and hearing the news about what happened and seeing the videos, I think all of us just our hearts sunk. And I was waiting for tonight. I wanted this opportunity for us to connect again and for us to learn more so that we could do better. I think trust is something that's hard to build and is easily broken. I think it's something that we all really, really want to work on to reconnect as a community in the city. I think we've done a lot on this board, and I've done a lot in my 6 years of service to the city to try and bring our communities together. So I just look forward to continuing to do that. Like Michelle said, this is a setback, but I do think that this is something we could take an opportunity now to re-engage and move forward. So I just wanted to, again, thank everybody for coming and sharing, and hopefully we can start to bring the temperature down, ease the pain a little bit, and start moving forward again together.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. We're going to get on with the rest of the order of business. You're welcome to stay. If you'd like to leave, okay. Let's take a 5-minute recess and we'll reconvene. Thank you. Folks, if we can take our seats, please, so we can restart the meeting. Colleagues, if you can join me on the dais, please. Thank you.
Missing two. Oh, those two. We missing somebody? Where's he? Oh, he's right there.
Okay, we're going to call the meeting back to order. If everyone could please be seated. Did we approve the minutes? Okay. Reports?
I don't know. We have someone online that has their hand raised. I don't know what.
And we did the reports? City manager report? Okay. Got it. We've closed public remarks. Presentations, thank you.
Someone is on there. I guess he came after public remarks. If you wanted to.
Mr. Jackson, would you like to say something?
Let me unmute him.
If so, we'll unmute you and recognize you.
You're unmuted, Donald Jackson. Hello?
Mr. Jackson, are you still on? If so, please unmute yourself. Okay, we're going to move on. Madam Clerk, if you can read Resolution 1, please.
Yes, item 1, a resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Bend, Florida, approving a multi-year agreement with Invisio Solutions, Inc. for strategic planning and performance management software and professional services to enhance capital project tracking, reporting, and transparency in an amount not to exceed $13,500 in fiscal year 2025, and providing for an annual subscription amount of $9,785 in fiscal year 2026, and authorizing an annual 5% increase every fiscal year thereafter for the remaining years 3 through 5, authorizing the city manager to negotiate and execute an agreement for the software and services.
Thank you. Mr. Manager, do you want to give us a quick overview on this item?
Yeah, Mayor, thank you. We have been evaluating software solutions for the ability to automate our CIP, capital improvements projects, tracking and reporting. Right now, it's a manual process, and we want the ability to be able to update the reports real time and provide dashboards and reports to this commission and the community. So after reviewing 5 different quotes and entities and software solutions, this is a recommended solution that we want to bring on board. It's a multi-year agreement, that's why it's before you, with a first-year cost of $13,500, and then each year thereafter second year starts at $9,785 with an increase of 5% per year. So this would be an agreement for 5 years with this particular vendor named Invisio.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Colleagues, any questions? Seeing none, well, this is a public hearing item. If there's any member of the public who would like to address this commission on item 1, please come forward at this time. Seeing no one in the chamber, Madam Clerk, is there anyone online who'd like to address Resolution 1?
Anyone online who would like to address item 1, please raise your virtual hand. No.
Seeing no one, the public hearing is closed. Colleagues, any comments? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adopt Resolution 1?
Motion, move the motion.
A motion by Commissioner Rodriguez and a second by Vice Mayor Corey. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please.
Yes. Commissioner Bonish?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
Great. If you could read ordinance number 2, please.
Ordinance 2, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Bend, Florida, amending the composition and procedures of the Design Review Board.
Thank you. Madam City Attorney, can you give us a quick overview just for the benefit of the public?
Yes, Mayor.
So this matter was advertised for this evening. However, this does need to go to the Planning and Zoning Board
Okay.
as a land development regulation. Unfortunately, the board did not meet as scheduled on February 11th. So we're recommending that you defer this item to a date certain.
Do we need to take action, or is it considered automatically deferred, given that the?
You should just move
Okay.
to
Can
defer.
I have a
it
motion
a
to
date
defer item 2, please?
Move the motion to defer.
Is there a second?
Second.
So a motion by Commissioner Rodriguez and a second by Vice Mayor Corey. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Kaye?
Yes.
Commissioner Bonish?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Item is deferred.
Any other items that we want to defer at this time? Commissioner Kai, are we moving item 4 at
No, I
time?
think we're going to defer it.
Okay,
It's
can I
not-
have a motion to-
For the attorneys, I think it's not ready, so
Can we get a motion to defer item 4 then?
I'll move the motion to
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Kai, a second by the Vice Mayor. Without objection, we'll just consider item 4 deferred. Do you want a
Mayor,
date?
sorry, if I may, is that to a particular date?
I was going to ask, is that a date certain?
Yes, a date certain to not advertise again, March
Okay.
4th or 18th.
I'm okay either day. It's to the will of the attorneys. Really, my understanding was something wasn't ready.
Yeah, staff and the attorneys
Okay,
need to
let's,
work
let's,
on that.
let's move it to March 18th.
March 18th,
That's fine.
okay.
So without objection, show it deferred to March 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Item 3, we ready to go? Okay, Madam Clerk, if you can read item 3, please.
Item 3, an ordinance of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of South Miami, Florida, amending section 20-4.8, non-conforming uses and structures of Article 4, other regulations of the Land Development Code to revise regulations relating to non-conforming structures or uses.
Thank you. Madam City Attorney, again, short overview, please.
Yes, Mayor, this item has been looked at in quite some depth. It's gone to the Planning and Zoning Board. They made recommendations. The report is before you. At the last meeting on February 4th, you unanimously approved it on first reading. There's been no changes since then. And
Colleagues,
we're
any
here for
questions?
second reading.
Staff? None? Okay. This is a public hearing item. Any member of the public who'd like to address us with respect to ordinance number 3 on tonight's agenda, please come forward at this time. Ms. Williams? Good evening.
LaShonda Williams, 6477 Southwest 60th Avenue. I just had a question because I'm seeing a lot of requests for non-conforming, and particularly in that area that we're speaking of, where Marshall Williamson is. I see that there's subjects coming up for townhomes to that lot. We are kind of built out, and there's very little open and green space, and the more they non-conform, it seems like it becomes more of the topography of that area and more of the standard versus less than the rule. So I would like to see the non-conforming lots be limited in neighborhoods that they have had a certain number. I don't know what that looks
So,
like.
Ms. Williams, just to clarify, this does not affect lot configurations.
Okay,
This is with regard to non-conforming structures
okay.
or
okay.
uses. So if there's a home, for example, that today has existed for a long time and encroaches on the standard setback,
Right,
they would be able to rebuild it as it exists.
Okay.
Okay, so
Right.
it does not affect lots or lot sizes.
okay, then that must be another item. There's like 4 different structures that I think it's speaking to.
Are you
exactly.
referring to the new townhomes
Yes.
across from Mount Olive?
Yes, correct.
Okay, those were approved pursuant to an ordinance that was adopted probably.
Which townhomes are you talking about?
The townhomes right across from Mount Olive. They're the new structures. They were for sale recently.
Yeah.
We
And there's some
there
more
was-
on the agenda. It seems like there's some other lots that are not too far in that same area that are coming up for that as well.
That's
The public
angle-
hearing?
that's
This is
angle.
the unity of title.
Yeah.
So we released a unity of title with respect to those. Was it the same lots we're talking about? I believe so.
I believe so.
Yeah, so we released a unit title to allow them to build them consistent with the original request with respect to the subdivided lots. That owner had agreed to put some lots together to make them larger, and this commission voted, I think the majority of the commission voted to release that unit, allow them to be built as they are platted. That's my recollection of the item.
I believe so, Mayor.
And what
So-
meeting was that?
6 months ago, I think. Yeah, I voted against the item, which is the only reason I remember it.
Okay,
But
and-
Yeah,
If we were noticed for that? I mean, I don't remember.
yes, I believe that there would have been notice because it was a modification to recorded unity of title, correct?
I believe so, Mayor, yes.
But by mail, we were noticed? Because I don't remember receiving anything for a meeting for that.
Why don't we do this? We can give you those details offline, and happy to get you to them. Okay.
All right, and then this, just a rule, I just want to one thing I will say is that we're not really receiving the certified mail we used to receive when we get those changes. I'm getting like things handed in my doorway or on the stairs, and prior to that, we always got a certified letter, especially if we were within a certain radius from the affected area.
We haven't changed our notice requirements, so they should be the same process. If it's not happening or you see an application, please let us know.
Yeah, definitely not happening. Okay. All right.
Yes.
I think it's worth noting that this one in particular that we're talking about, I sometimes have a hard time understanding when they're saying all these things. And so for me, it makes more sense when you say, what do you have today and what's coming next?
Right.
With these in particular, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, these are lots that were kind of like, when they're changing the zoning code, they were falling in like no category.
Right.
So they're duplexes now, like the ones on 64th Street, they're duplexes now, so they're being they're being renamed, so then the non-conforming lots are townhome instead of duplex.
Right.
So that's what you're seeing here, if I'm not mistaken. There are
Madam City
those
Attorney,
four lots
did you want to add something?
and like two other things. So those are just ones that, more than anything, they're like not changing, they're just renaming so that it fits in
Yeah,
what
the
we
one
have
I was
now.
actually really speaking to the most was the one that initially the commissions prior to any of you being on board were saying that they were going to make it past the park. And then it was still, for some odd reason, it went through the planning board, they made a recommendation, they brought it to the dais. I think at the time there was a.
Which lot is that? Sorry.
The
mango
lot,
lots.
yeah, they were making that past the park. And I actually have a record from the previous planning board that said that. And then it was still zoned for multi-use, and then now it's being zoned for townhomes. So I'm trying to figure out what.
I think to speak to that item, at our last meeting, we set aside, I think, not less than 8,000 square feet of that lot, which is at the northeast corner.
Okay.
At 60th and 64th Terrace, to honor Reverend Dr. Anna Price, right, and make that a park. The balance, we have to decide what we want to do with it. We have been informed that there was, at one point, a plan on the part of the CRA to actually put those lots in service as affordable housing. So that's.
The thing was, though, that you're right, that used to be what they called the Marshall Apartments, but that was taken over when they decided they were going to do Madison Square, and they built both of those, and that was supposed to put those 80 units of housing back. The only thing I'm saying is that we have a lot of added cubic feet of concrete, and we have a heat issue, and we have now I even see some flooding where they built a new Somi Park on that street. We never had that before. I don't want it to become an issue of not being able to have enough green space or tree cover and so forth. I know people think that's a moot thing, but it's super important when we don't have a lot of that in that area. I understand that it's under rehab. I get it. There's a lot of different spaces that we're building up. I get it. But we still have to balance. We always had a concurrency plan. So I just ask that be considered.
Appreciate the comment. Thank you.
Thank
you. Yes,
Mayor,
ma'am.
if I may, Madam Clerk, did you read the ordinance title for the record?
Yes.
I missed it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else would like to address this commission on item number 3 on tonight's agenda? Seeing no one in the audience, is there anyone online, Madam Clerk?
Anyone on Zoom, please raise your virtual hand. No.
Okay, seeing no one else, we will close the public hearing on item 3. Colleagues, any comments? Seeing none, can I entertain a motion?
Here, I'll move the motion.
To adopt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
So a motion by Commissioner Gaia, a second by Vice Mayor Corey. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll, please.
Yes, Commissioner Cayenne?
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez?
Yes.
Commissioner Bonish?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Corey?
Yes.
Mayor Fernandez?
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
Okay. Unless I'm mistaken, we have no further business before us?
Commission discussion, that's it.
Any commission discussion items?
I do.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Corey.
Sorry,
Vice Mayor Corey.
I'll be brief, but in my last monthly unhoused outreach meeting, we got some really interesting news In the last census, the number came back at 6 chronically homeless individuals in the city, which is the lowest number that I've seen since we started. We also, this year, we've already put someone into permanent supportive housing. They were a VA, so that helped speed the process up a little bit. I'm really seeing a lot of great progress there, and I might be asking them to come to commission kind of to present how the outreach is going soon, but I just thought I would share that with everybody.
Thank you for the comments. I just want to, since I was late, first thank you guys for getting started without me and dispatching with some business, and secondly, just wanted to express my condolences publicly to Hollis and Dr. Price's family on her passing. It's been a tough month for us here in South Miami, and we've lost 2 pillars of our community. So our heart goes out to the family as well as our prayers, and we look forward to honoring her in the not too distant future when we inaugurate the new park. So, yes, ma'am.
I think it would be good for us as a whole to understand timing-wise the things that we've put into action when they're going to happen. Because I think we send this out into the universe, or at least I do. I send things out into the universe, like, let's name the street after Gail. And then I'm like, when are we naming the street after Gail? Because in my brain, it should be named after Gail tomorrow.
Yeah.
But that's not how the world works. So I would love to understand, and I don't need an answer now, if we could get an email or something that tells us, hey, this is what's going to happen, so that we're aware, and if someone asks us, we can share that information, because I think that kind of stuff is important. It's important to people. It should be important to us.
It absolutely is, you're right. I've gotten a couple messages over the weekend after the news broke, and people asking if we're going to honor her, and was happy to report that we did. Next question is, well, when's the event? And we've got lots of folks who'd like to come and participate. So yeah, we'll definitely get some communication out. So folks are aware. I think it's just a matter of finding what the right dates are for both recognizing Ms. Williams and Dr. Price. I don't know if there's Dr. Price's birthday was the 17th. Maybe there's an upcoming date for either or both that we should use as a marker to kind of try to target getting done. And I think to the manager, if you can give us a sense on, we have to do some homework on our own with respect to the park as to how much we're going to set aside and what we're going to do with the balance of it. So we can give staff some directions to what they're working with, but maybe at least a timeline on some basic signage, both in terms of the right-of-way naming and also the park, probably appropriate to get here in the short term.
Yeah, because what I would hate to see, and the wheels of government turn slowly. Not so much here, but in general they do. And I'm like, we have no idea what Gail Alexander's family is planning, or when they will be here, or what is going on. But if
correct, and I apologize. We call her Williams. I'm not sure why, but it's Alexander. But I think it's important for us to reach out to Corey and her family and find out when they next will be here, so we can actually identify a date.
And do they, does whatever we need to do match up to when they're going to be here?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mr. Manager, if you can help us with that, we'd appreciate it.
And just FYI, I have to send that resolution to the county. The county is working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, for the street naming, not the park, but the street naming. I have to send those resolutions to the county for their approval first.
Okay.
And how long does that typically take to get? I think this is the next question from the Vice Mayor. The former Vice Mayor and now Commissioner. And our clerk is, I think, unsure. So we'll get some color on that as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Follow up on some comments from the mango lots. I remember that we did a unity of title for that particular lot, yet the folio still seems like it's parcellated in 4 different folios. So I wasn't clear, maybe we can find that out. What happened with those folios?
I don't know, we did a unity.
I thought we did.
We had a plat that we, I think, abandoned very early on in our tenure here.
I wasn't sure that we did abandon it. I thought we moved forward on that.
I thought we had,
we can get some clarification on that? There was a unity, right? See, I mean.
So Madam City Attorney, if we can get us a sense of what the current disposition of the land is, whether it's unified, whether there's a tentative plat that's been active or has been abandoned, and kind of maybe put that in your next report, we'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, we will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the manager's report on the timing on the improvements. Okay. Further comments, colleagues? Okay. Thank you all. It's been a rough day, but better days ahead. We stand adjourned.
We have to get back to them.
Oh, look at this.